Hey there, friends. How's it going? Rich here coming at you. I want to share a cool article that I came across. This is from topspeed.com. Looks like they're a car review rating, maybe aggregate website. Got a lot of advertising, good stuff for them. Congratulations. But they have an article that I came across on my newsfeed, the 10 cheapest EVs with over 300 miles of range. Just thought I'd give it a little love and share it with you. I'll drop the link to this article in the description below, but also give my initial take on some of the recommendations, because there are a couple of interesting ones. So let's just hop right into it. So I don't think these are ranked in any particular order. It's just the 10 cheapest that they found MSRP. So let's see. Number one that they bring up is the 2023 Mustang Mach-E Premium, 306 miles. You got a price tag of just under 54,000 miles. Mach-E is probably one of the top 5 EVs, at least here in the United States. Looks good, man. Every time I see a Mach-E on the road, I'm like, man, it's a good looking car. I wonder if and when Ford intends on refreshing it. But it looks sporty. I've got a friend that they bought a Ford Mach-E. They love it. I want to drive it. So Ford, if you're listening, send me a test vehicle. I'd love to give it a whip and see what it's like compared to Tesla. I mean, that's the only EV I've been exposed to. So, anyways, yeah, what you have to have here, just keep in mind with the Ford Mustang Mach-E, is that their base model, which starts off at about $47,000, only provides a battery of the standard range battery of 250 miles. And if you want to get over 300 miles, you have to get the extended range pack, which it's a $7,000 option. I did a video on this, just looking at a couple of different options why I think Tesla is such a good value. But you know, the Mustang Mach-E, you have to unlock that. It's a $7,000 option. On the VW ID.4, it's like a $5,000 option to get the extended range battery. But notwithstanding, for $54,000 MSRP, you can get your hands on the Ford Mustang Mach-E Premium, and that has estimated 306 miles for 100% charge. So good stuff there. Second car they raised, this is my first issue with this list, is the 2024 Chevy Blazer, 320 miles. This car's not available. Why is a car that's not even available to purchase on any kind of list? It doesn't make sense to me. This is why sometimes these articles and these outlets really frustrate me. I don't know if it's because of contracts that they have or they're trying to get like a good plug. But how could a car that it's not even available to the public for me to go and purchase is on a top any list? It really makes no sense. Notwithstanding, Chevy is saying that on this particular trim, the RS, at a sticker price of $52,000, maybe it'll be that, maybe it won't, because Chevy, as you know, they've recently released the numbers, or at least the fleet version of the Silverado. Initially, it was supposed to be somewhere around $40,000, and that's starting at like 75. So we'll see if this will start off at, what is it, 51,995. This trim, who knows if Chevy may have to increase the price, but for now they have it on this list. The 2024 Chevy Blazer is one of their top 10 picks for EVs over 300 miles. Number 3, the 2024 Polestar 2, 320 miles, sticker price of $51,300. I see Polestar 2s on the road quite a bit. They look nice. My only, I like cars when they have their own profile. Like, you look at a Tesla, you know it's a Tesla. You look at a Mustang Mach-E, you know it's a Mustang Mach-E. You look at an ID.4, you look at the Ioniq series from Hyundai, the Kia EV6. Polestar, I'm like, wait, is that a Volvo or a Polestar? Is that a Volvo or Polestar? And it's just frustrating. There's no like identity. And maybe if you drive Volvos, look, it's a nice looking car. Don't get me wrong, but you know, I don't know. There's something about that. There's no, I guess, identity separation that is really frustrating. Like, I want Polestar to be its own thing. It's, again, a beautiful car that I've seen on the road. I would love to give it a spin, see how it drives, but I just hate the fact that when I'm on the road and I see like the tail lights, I have to get really close to then say, is that Polestar or is that a Volvo? But anyways, we've got here the 2024 Polestar 2 long range, 320 miles. Love to know what your thoughts, if you've driven the Polestar 2, how it performs. Good stuff. Let's see what we got here. 205 kilowatt DC fast charging. All right, number 4. This is my current vehicle, the 2023 Tesla Model Y long range, 330 miles. Listen, this car is just a versatility unicorn. For $50,000, you get an absolute massive battery. You get incredible performance, lots of space inside. The only thing with Tesla Model 3 and Model Y, I always feel like as I'm looking at traffic oncoming, I can't tell until it gets close enough, and I'm like, all right, is this the Model 3 or the Model Y, looking at the trunk? Other than that, like, the Model Y is a great vehicle. And the pricing versus the Model 3 it's actually, I don't even know if you're getting a Model 3 long range for $3,000 more, you get the Model Y and Model Y long range. I think my math is right on that. It's like the Model 3 long range is $47,000. Model Y long range starts off at $50,490. And just the space in the car, the sedan versus SUV. I mean, look, if you love sedans, the Model 3 is a great vehicle. We'll talk more about it in a bit, but the Model Y is just like, it's such a versatile machine. I got nothing but good things to say about the Model 3, except the cup holder, which I talked about in a prior video. All right, let's keep on moving. Number 5, the Kia EV6 Wind Edition rear-wheel drive, 310 miles. Starting price of $48,700. Now, I'll be frank with you, I don't know if there are still significant markups. At the time of this recording, there are a couple of reports out there that the amount of inventory available on lots for dealers has picked up to about 3 times as much as it was this time last year. Something like 90 days worth of inventory, whereas last year at this time was like 30-day inventory. So if this is you go to a dealership and you can get the Kia EV6 for $48,700. This has received rave reviews. All the reviews that I've seen, personally have not driven it. Kia, if you'd like to send me a test vehicle, I'd love to give it a whirl on these New York City roads. But it's an absolute beast. Kia also takes advantage. It's the only, I think Kia Hyundai are the only manufacturing group that right now is built on like 800 volt charging infrastructure. Doesn't change anything right now. Like, I think maybe this car can use the max capacity on fast charging is 240. So even though it's built on, the architecture can take on larger, faster charging, the vehicle itself can't. Notwithstanding, like, super fast charging, I've heard and seen reviews, great things about this car. The performance is incredible. Love to know your thoughts if you are a Kia EV6 owner, what you think about the car and the value, especially if you can get it for a sticker price. All right, number 6, we're back to the Tesla Model 3. Again, I own the Tesla Model 3, the 2020 long range, for 2 years. Love this car. It was, we took a number of road trips in it. The amount of space you get inside of a sedan, incredible. Between the trunk is huge, the sub-trunk. It's just a sedan, and as I've got a growing family, like, that became the challenge. But I would highly recommend this car to anyone. If you love, like, this car just grips to the ground, like it claws, the wheels claw and dig into the road and just tear it up. Snow, rain, you name it, this car was an absolute beast. So I highly recommend the Model 3 for anyone out there. You can probably get very good values right now with all the chatter out there about Project Highland, the refreshed Model 3. you can get good deals on brand new Model 3s right now, as well as used Model 3s, because those inventories are probably piling up, and dealers are probably trying to like get rid of them. So if you're in the market for a Model 3, you're good with a sedan, I recommend the Model 3 to everyone and anyone who's looking for a car. Absolutely. Keep going. Number 7, the Nissan Ariya 2023 front-wheel drive, 304 miles. Now, the Ariya, it's interesting. I haven't seen it up close and in person. From the images that I've seen, the videos, it looks good. I would highly recommend checking out some videos and reviews from Out of Spec Reviews. They've done a couple of in-depth testing with the Nissan Ariya. There are some very interesting choices in design and how it performs, and especially for the price of it, like, you might be leaving a few options on the table. So you may want to check that out. Of course, like this model, what we're looking at is the miles, 304 estimated miles on 100% charge, but you might be sacrificing speed of charging. You might be sacrificing in some other amenities inside the car, trip planning. I don't remember if this car has a frunk or not, but those are things that you might be sacrificing. Notwithstanding, if there are people who love their Nissans, and hey, there you go, you get 130 kilowatt fast charging. So not the fastest, and I don't remember what its charging curve is like. Remember, if you're new to EVs, like, charging curve really matters. So you want to check that out. But Nissan Ariya, that's another option. Hyundai, the 2023 Ioniq 6, 361 estimated miles with a sticker price of $45,500. Now the Ioniq 6, sorry about that, is a direct competitor with the Tesla Model 3, just like the Ioniq 5 is a competitor to the Model Y, just their designs. This is a sedan. Another Hyundai is using this digital, what do I want to call it? Digital aesthetic really well. The Ioniq 5 stands out wherever I see it. The Ioniq 6, I've seen one so far, again, just stands out. So if you want an EV that stands out while you're driving it, in a good way, not like, it's not ugly. I mean, it is a beautiful looking car. The Ioniq 6 might be the move. 361 miles. I'm curious, if you are an Ioniq 6 owner, is that accurate? How true to the range is it? Do you think you get more? And look at this, it takes advantage, 350 kilowatts. So you can plug into an Electrify America. You want that charger to be hyper speed, or whatever they call it, hypercharge. 45,500. And again, the question is going to be whether or not there are dealer markups, but otherwise pretty good right there. Let's keep going. Number 9, the predecessor, or the first car introduced by Hyundai in its new electric lineup, the Ioniq 5. Again, the Ioniq 5 is such a cool car. Looks cool when you see it on the road and whatnot. This car won so many awards when it was first. So if you're someone who wants the approval of Consumer Reports and Car and Driver, the Ioniq 5 won so many. But same thing like the Ioniq 6, great charging, a lot of space inside, a lot of cool features. I'd highly recommend, just based on watching reviews, again, Out of Spec Reviews, I highly recommend checking their channel out, Connor over there. But nothing but good things to say about the Ioniq 5. So if you're in the market, there you go. Start at least this trim, $45,500. Again, same price as the Ioniq 6. That's interesting. Because the sedan is the same price as the SUV-ish. But anyways, cool stuff. And then finally, again, I take beef with this. The Chevy Equinox. This car is not, you can't buy it. So there's no reason for it to be on here. We'll see if it's $34,000. I don't know if not even the Cybertruck is probably going to have the price tag when it was first launched, or reservations were first opened up. GM's what is it? Their CEO Mary Barra is she said it time and time again, the sourcing materials and producing materials is making the stuff, it's more challenging than they thought. So I don't know if this is going to be $34,000. We'll see when it's released. Again, I disagree with the Blazer and the Equinox being on here because you literally can't buy it. So even though they put on their website expected price to be $34,000, we don't know that to be true. But even assuming it's another $10,000 more, if this is accurate, the Chevy Equinox has been a bestseller in the United States for some time. You know, you see a ton of them on the road. Even if this was $44,000, $45,000, it's pretty good value to get an SUV like that. That's going to offer about 300 miles for $45,000. Who knows if it'll qualify for the $7,500 tax credit? We'll see. But hopefully it does. Hopefully the Blazer and the Equinox do, so that like you'll see a lot of people adopting, I think, taking on Chevy, those GM vehicles. So there you go. That's the top 10. What do you think about from topspeed.com? Again, my big issue with this list are the Chevy vehicles because they're just simply not on the road yet. You can't get your hands on them. I did a video recently where maybe, just maybe, the first sellable Blazer came off of the production line in Mexico. But otherwise, I don't think they belong on this list. All the other 8 cars are great cars, nothing but good things said about them when you read them. So if you are in the market for an EV and you want something with a lot of range, this list may not be a bad one to refer to. Just to review again, Mustang Mach-E, Blazer, which again you can't get at this time. Then we had the Polestar 2, love to know how that thing drives. Then we had the Model Y. Then we have the Kia EV6, great vehicle. Then we have the Model 3. Then we had the Nissan Ariya. Then we had the Ioniq 6. Then we had the Ioniq 5. And then finally the Chevy Equinox. I'm trying to think what other vehicles may have been left off on this with 300. At least in the affordable, the cheapest, going with that. The ID.4, I don't think any trim reaches 300 miles on a single charge. So that's not there. I wonder if the Cadillac Lyriq does. I don't know. I didn't check that out before I hopped on here. But maybe the Lyriq gets 300. There's some version of it that gets through. But then Cadillac is an upscale brand anyway, so it probably would be on the more expensive side of things. Mercedes, I know the GLB, I want to say, is the cheapest trim. That starts off at about 52,000, and I don't think it reaches 300 miles on a single charge. So you go. This is a pretty comprehensive list. Love to know your thoughts on this list. Do you agree with it? Disagree with it? Anything you take off? Anything you add on to it? Drop it in the comments below. By the way, if you are in the market for an electric vehicle, hey, I drive a Tesla. I'd highly recommend anyone considering an electric vehicle to consider a Tesla. And if you do, make sure to use a referral link, someone's referral link, and I'd love it if you use mine. You can go to richardkiston.com/Tesla. Now, why is that? If you're not aware, Tesla does have a referral program, which is great. If you make a purchase through someone's referral link, you'll get, they have this thing called the loot box. You'll get credits towards that loot box, and you can use that for redeeming in their loot box store for, charging accessories, interior accessories, exterior accessories, or you can use it for supercharger miles. So great. It's the summertime. If you want to, if you're getting a new car, you want to take a road trip, use someone's link, get those 1,500. If you're buying a Model 3 or Model Y, for instance, you get $1,500 loot box credits. That converts to 500 supercharging miles. That's one heck of a road trip. So be sure, before you place an order for a Tesla, if you're going to do so, use the link. You can go to richardkiston.com/Tesla. If you do that, I appreciate it in advance. And until next time, you take care, be well. Bye for now.